What's up, guys? You ready? Here we go. I don't know the words. Alexa, stop. Spanish music. You guys are in luck. Let me clip this sucker on. And today is celebration day for 1/3. The other third is education day. And the final third is lessons learned day. How about that? How you guys doing? Welcome to the Sunday Branding YOUniversity webinar. Come on in, guys. So that diva light is, it's on, and it's on strong. All right, guys. Here we go. I'm so freaking pumped up for today. There's going to be some major announcements, and I'm going to get started fast. Okay, guys? We were locked up before we started. Guess what I have to drink today? I'm very proud of myself. We're doing water. It's just not the same, but going through some changes, y'all. Going through some serious changes. I quit my energy drinks, just so you know. Because I know you care. So here's the deal, guys. Here's the agenda. I'm not going to really go through too much what we stand for. We're all about personal branding, online marketing, audience building, social media strategies to brand you as the entry point to your business of any product or service that you sell. Ooh, that's pretty good. I may watch the replay and take that one down. That may be a pretty good intro. On a whim, right? Yeah, this shirt is huge. Look at this thing. I used to wear double XL at 276. Oh, I didn't call you. Alexa turned on double XL. Alexa, stop it. Alexa, stop. We've been in our relationship a while now. I think she's getting comfortable. There we go. Okay, let's do it. We got to move quick. You guys are all here. I see you guys saying hello to each other. How are you guys doing? Welcome. Here we go. I'm going to tone it down a little bit because I'm pumped up. Here's what's happening today. I put out an offer. Was it last week? Has it been a week? Has it only been a week? Last week, guys. We good? Can you guys hear me? Please let me know in the chat if you can hear me and see me loud and clear. You can see me, but can you hear me? Is the mic working? Is the mic doing its thing? I'm going to go back and forth today. No, I won't. Okay, here we go. Last week, I think some of you took action on your own. I believe some of you. Alonda Carter, could it be? Are you here, Alonda? Alonda Carter? I believe I saw something. I believe I saw some of you take action. And by the way, this content in the tests are friggin' crazy. Okay, last week I created 12 pieces. Well, I created 12. Let's say 11, without counting the webinar itself. I created 12 pieces of original content based on a viral topic, how to break out of a business rut. Some people say that I did one piece of content and cut it up into 10, but it's au contraire, mon ami. On the contrary, I created 10 pieces of content and then merged them for an additional piece. I didn't create one and split. Those are 10 pieces of content. A top 10 list or 10 tips is 10 pieces of content. We did that in 41 minutes. We created a dozen pieces of content in 41 minutes. I'm super grateful to my staff, I must say. I don't have many of them. I have 2. And for the record, guys, if you guys get thrown out of this webinar or any live stream, don't be upset, please. We do have replays. We just have really strict rules. Well, here's someone. I may introduce my staff of 2. I'm just getting stuff monitored because I can't see it. And sometimes they misunderstand the requirements to delete comments or throw people out. But unfortunately, I don't have the time to monitor the monitors. I have to trust in, I gave them rules that they must follow. And if they feel in doubt and they're not sure if they should boot somebody out, well, they boot somebody out. So when they're in doubt, they just boot you out. But it's okay because the replays always go on Monday. So if you feel you've been wrongfully booted out, you can catch the replay, okay, guys? It's not, I don't have time to do that. They have their rules, and I don't babysit them. That's why I hired them. They follow the rules. So if it's a misunderstanding, I apologize in advance. Just don't post any links. Basically, what's going to make Stephanie throw you out, I won't tell you her last name because I don't want you blasting her on her social media account. But what Steph does is she just follows the criteria to throw people out. And if you post the link, if you tell people to contact you here, or generally, those are two of the criteria. I'll leave it at that. I just want to say I'm grateful for my staff because I did those 12 pieces of content in 41 minutes. And the editing process was phenomenal. Well, it's crazy. I have someone putting up my blog posts too now. This is stuff I was all doing myself. So with that being said, I'm going to show you the final result today. It's getting probably released on my blog today. We're going to check actually, because I got someone doing that now. Isn't that cool? All I do is I do my thing. Then it gets edited and it gets put on. If I want captions, I say I have a worksheet. A piece of worksheet, like I do this to that piece of content, do this. So I just fill out checkboxes, send it to them, it goes up on my blog, goes up on all social media. That's exciting for me because it lets me do what I do. Research, investigate, make things better, improve on things that are already working. That's actually a lesson learned coming up. So we're going to kick it off today with the 4 people that have been selected to work with me for a full week. This is not like the coaching I recently did because we have my professional editor, videographer doing the work for your stuff. We're going to be spending the whole week together. 4 people. I'll tell you what we're going to do. I'm going to reiterate what I talked about last week when the offer went up. I'm going to recreate the process of what I did last week with a bunch of bonuses. And I'm selecting, I selected 4 people to work with for 1 week each, okay? Now this is for the full week. I'm going to sell you on what it's all about because you may not know these people today, but you're going to meet them today. I'm going to announce who they are today. But here's what I want to show you: the power of working with a mentor, a 7-figure mentor. Humble brag. I still can't believe it. Every time I say that, I'm like, but here's the thing. Yeah, I'm sorry. That just came out. I apologize. I'm not like that. But I want to show you the power of a couple of things. Maybe not being that recognized in the industry and working with a mentor who's already walked through the path that you're going to walk through. Working with them for a full week with their undivided attention, having their staff work on your stuff, number 2. And number 3, using their influence and piggybacking on that. That's a big one for exposure and tapping into their audience. And when I say their audience, I'm saying me. So these 4 people, here's what's going to be exceptional about this little journey, 1-month journey. They get 1 week each in February. It's actually 2nd week of February, 3rd week of February, 1st week of March, 2nd week of March. So these people are maybe not internationally known, but they're known to rock the microphone. Who can continue that one? That just gave away my age. They may not be known in the industry yet, but watch what happens in 3 months. You're going to know who they are. That's the power of jumping into a 1-week journey with what I have planned. So here's what they're going to get, these 4 people. I'm going to kick it off like this. I'm going to tell you guys what the offer was, like this, by going through my pages, going through my notes. We're going to start like this. I did a live. When did I do the live? I did, in a nutshell, let me tell you what it consists of. It consists of creating 11 pieces of content with me in my studio for syndication as well. So 11 pieces of, well, here's how I define it as content. You ready for these fancy words coming up? I made them up, but they make sense. I just combined 2 words. I haven't seen them in this combination. These are, the goal of this week with all of these 4 people is to create and syndicate 11 pieces of original content with organic virality. Organic virality. With the hot spots I'm testing now with my case study, it's shattering any other piece of content I've done before. Reason being is because we have 1 piece of pillar content that we cut up into 10 pieces of content. All of those 10 pieces of content point back to the piece of pillar content, creating an organic growth, whether it's on YouTube, any platform, so it appears. This was kind of a little discovery. You know, you work so hard, you study so much, you bump into some gold sometimes. You do. Yeah, I would call it gold. We're doing well. We fail more than we succeed. I'm not going to go into that journey. But every now and again, you bump into some, you find some gold. And we found some gold. This works. So I'm calling it content, original content with organic virality, because it goes viral within itself, but then it expands and increases itself throughout viewership. Because, for example, on platforms, when people see more of you, the platforms, all platforms actually, more on YouTube, show you more in people's feeds and timelines, and you show up more. The more they watch of you, the more you show up organically. So having those pieces of content that say, here's how to get out of a rut. Get rid of negative people. Let's pretend that's one of them. That's the tip for today. That's the tip on how to do that, on how to get out of a rut. If you want the 9 other tips, click the link in my description. And if they like your tip, they're clicking the link in the description, which means they're watching you more and more and more. It's all connected to each other. So it's kind of like the octopus. Kind of like the octopus, y'all. The pillar content, it's got legs. And the legs are going out and bringing it back to the pillar content, which is creating multiple views by viewers to the same public figure, which you get rewarded for. It's freaking crazy. I'm pumped up about it. So I shall call it content with organic virality. I'm going to start hashtagging that one. I like that one. That one's here to stay. And you heard it here first. I'm sure some people do it. And I connected the dots and it's working. So that's what we're doing. Now that we're going to do more stuff. So what I'm going to start by doing is saying this. For those of you who want to see me on last week's webinar, here it is. We're going to start there. Branding YOUniversity.com. Just open a free student account. Go to webinar replays. Go to the January 20th replay. It's called Watch Me Create 12 Pieces of Content in less than an hour. In 41 minutes, actually. And then there is an offer at the end. So why am I asking you guys to go look at that? Well, if you requested to be one of the 4, I've gotten back to you. Check your Facebooks. Check your Facebooks. You got a message from me. You either made it or you didn't. Well, here we go. I'll give you guys the numbers of how many of you requested to come in. And the reason I'm telling you is because I'm not taking more than 4 this run, because I need the full week with you. I'm not talking to anyone except the one person for the full week. Like, I'm not even responding to messages. It's that person. That's a big job. This is a big job. I mean, I'll tell you what it consists of a little more in detail, because for those of you that didn't request the offer, you can still request the offer. How is that possible? Well, because once mid-March hits, if we have the success I know we're going to have, I may possibly do it with 4 more, but I can't do it in this period. So if there are people out there that wanted, because I know a lot of people raised their hands and they said, well, I can't do the $497 now. I don't have it right now. So I took people who had it now. You had to have it now. You had to invest $497. You're getting that back, by the way. I'm going to tell you in a sec. That's one of the bonuses. If you requested to get in and you didn't have the money, this could be a blessing. This could be a good thing. If you haven't requested to get in, maybe you're going to want to request to get in now, especially after you see my final product and with the bonuses that I'm throwing in. Why should you request to get in? Because I just told you. This opportunity doesn't come too often, and I'm not going to be doing this stuff much. You may like me, you may hate me. If you just dig into me, it doesn't matter, really. I'm just throwing the offer out there. If you want to be considered for a possible next run, possible, not guaranteed, which would be the following 4 weeks. Like I said, I can't overlap these. I can't stuff them in. I need the full week. So what would happen is on March, second week of March, going into the, probably starting at the end of March until mid-April. Oh, look at that. Sorry guys, that was shiny incoming money syndrome, which is a good shiny object. It doesn't bother me, but it did distract me. They're gonna keep going all day. They're gonna keep going all day long. I'm gonna shut this thing off. Yeah, I gotta shut it off. We just had 2 since we started. Okay. Hello, I'm back. So where was I? So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna probably reopen it. So this is what you need to do. I'm gonna show it again. Please screenshot it. Branding University webinar replays. Go look at the January 20th replay. It's free. Watch the 12. You can watch the whole webinar, or you can just go to the end. Fast forward through everything. Go to the end. You're going to see the final result today when I'm done the intro babble, which is on 15, 17 minutes. Whoa! So that's what's happening. We're announcing the 4 winners to kick it off. So here's what we're doing on those sessions for those of you that are considering going for round 2. Okay, it'll give you time to save up the money if you want, and I'll tell you how you're getting that $497 back. I'm huge on taking action. I'm huge on you taking action. I'm looking for my rock star. I'm actually looking for my rock star. I'm like, oh, I guess we're going to water. And I quit cigarettes too. Some of you didn't know I smoked, and I wasn't telling anyone. I'm like the wealthy trainer. No one can know I smoke. So I stopped drinking. It's going to be a year. It's going to be a year next month. Stopped drinking, stopped drugs, and now I stopped energy drinks and cigarettes. Yes, I was not perfect, but now I am. So you can all chill. Far from perfect, but cheers. It's going to get heavy right now. It's getting hot. 4 winners are about to get announced. So that's that. And here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to basically refund your $497. The 4 people know this. They know who they are. They know who they are already. They had to book the time. Here's what I'm doing. Bonus number 1 is, well, I wasn't going to go into the bonuses right now, but I'm just going to tell you why the $497 is. It was irrelevant to start with as far as I'm concerned, once I tell you what we're going to do in that week. But you're getting it back in the form of, I call it a product credit or a coupon or a voucher for $497 for anything we release in the university, because when we release our courses, Syndication Nation, Immortal Content, the paid for courses, 2019 we're gonna have quite a few of them. You get commissions on that, but you still have to buy it as an affiliate or as a student. We're always releasing courses. That's a good thing, because when we launch a course for $197, anyone who buys it within the university, you get that 75% commission if you're a platinum partner. But they have to buy, but people are buying it. My point is, if you're one of the 4 people, you have a voucher for $497 that never ends. And when something comes out, you can use that voucher on that purchase. So if the next $497 course, you want it, you just take $197 off that $497 and it leaves you $300. And then the next course, so on and so forth. So it's basically money. You would be buying the course anyways. If you don't want to use your voucher on that specific course, you can hang on to it. It's good forever. I'm not going anywhere. Don't worry about that. No matter how some others may want to get rid of me, I'm not going anywhere. I'm here forever. So that's what's happening. Because I'm not interested in the $500. I'm interested in you taking action. And you're going to take action if you put in $500. And if you put up $500, you're going to use that money for more education. I'm all about you getting better. And you'll see how much this is important to me, more than the money, when I tell you what's about to happen to these 4 people. So that's bonus number 1. I'm making you spend your own money on education. What do you think of that? That's brilliant, Mark. Mark, that is brilliant. I love it. I love it. I love it. So that's bonus number 1. Now I want to talk about the numbers, guys. I did a live yesterday on my personal Facebook wall. Oh no, I may have sent it out to the list. And that was last Wednesday. 72 people had applied. And now we are at 167 that had applied and said, I'm in for the $497 deal. And all 167 of you got a message from me saying they were going to probably have a round 2. Are you interested in staying in and me notifying you, or possibly selecting you for round 2? If I select you and you say no, it's not the end of the world. Maybe you won't have the $497 when that happens. Maybe things will change in your life. But if you think you may want to run with this and have a week with me, because there is a possibility, like I just said, go ahead and submit it. How do you submit it? Go to the offer at the end. It tells you exactly what to do. Okay, guys? That fair enough? Okay, here's what we're doing on the session. I'm going to go fast here. Number 1, we're digging in deep. There's a dig deep session, which will probably it'll be day 1 out of the week I have you. I'm talking as if you were the person who was one of the 4. Okay? We're going to start with a dig in deep session because there's a lot of work I'm going to need to do with you. Pre-work. Pre-work. And then we're going to have like basically 4 days, because you're going to get homework. It's going to be a pretty intense week, but don't worry, we're going to make it happen. We may spend half an hour together the first day. We may spend 3 hours together the first day. And that's going to be based on the person, based on the editing we need to do, a bunch of stuff. So number 1, we're going to have a dig in deep session. Then we're going to have some studio time. This is the studio, but you're going to have your studio. To make a long story short, I'm with you every step of the way. I won't be in your video, but I will be with you as we make the video. I'm not sending you off. When I say work together, I mean, we're not just coaching together and I say, go do this. Not this time. This is different. It's my duty, obligation, and responsibility to turn you into a superstar. Okay? Or launch you. To launch you. I'm telling you. Watch what happens. So studio time. That's also what's included and what's necessary. Number 3, editing and production. I have one person right now doing it, but they're good. And they're going to make your stuff look incredible. You're going to see my version right now. I'm going to plug it in right now. I think all the 12 pieces of content, maybe 10 minutes, all of them. It's amazing. I rambled on for 41 minutes. He cut that down to about 10. So I'm going to show you the top 10, and just keep in mind there are individual components to that top 10 that will be going on my blog, but I'll just show you the top 10, the final result, what all the 4 people are going to get. And then I'm going to go one step further. We're going to do syndication and audience building for you guys too. I'm throwing that in. Because I know how to do that incredibly well. And I know, and now that you'll have that content with organic virality, we're going to do it with that. I'm telling you. So that's also included, and I'm going to get my hands wet in that to make it happen. So I'm going to use some of the influence that I do have. Then you're going to be in the mini course. You're going to be part of the mini course. You'll be in a training vault. You'll be better. It's better than the training vault. You'll be in the mini course that 60,000 students potentially could be giving away on a daily basis. So yeah, $497. This should have been at least $5 grand, at least 50 grand. So I don't, just to show you, I'm pumped up. My priority is to really launch some careers here. That's my priority. I'm okay in the money department, but $500 is just enough to get you off your ass. It's true. If it was free, well, first of all, I don't have the time to do more than 4 people. So that's what comes with it. Bonuses. Here we go. Ready for the bonuses? I just decided to add these, so these are basically part of the whole thing. Only for the 4 people. So if you want to apply for the next round, if we have a next round, full week to you, and I'm throwing in, like I said, the $497 product credit. I'm happy about this. Number 2, I'm going to interview you for an additional piece of content. So you're going to have look. Don't get it twisted. I'm as humble as they come. But I do understand the value. I'm going to rewind myself. I understand the value out of being interviewed and having a piece of content being interviewed by a 7 or 8 figure earner. You can repurpose this content where I'm interviewing you and edifying the crap out of you. What does edification mean? It'll be a 20-minute interview. Now, again, I'm not tooting my own horn, but in 4 years from now, I'll be an 8-figure earner, and you're repurposing that content. And when you have an 8-figure earner, it doesn't matter who he is or if people like him or not. Me, I'm a 7-figure now, but I will be 8. My point is, you will be repurposing that. So that is an influence play. That is a social proof play. That is, you're chilling out with the big guns, and it's a perception play as well. So I've decided to throw in an extra piece of content. We pre-recorded ourselves. Don't worry, don't get nervous. We'll make it perfect, and you can re-syndicate that forever. It's a big deal, guys. It's a huge deal. When I did it with Norbert Orlowitz, my career went off the charts. They're like, Norbert interviewed you? This is a dude who's like co-founder of My Lead System Pro. When he interviewed me and I re-syndicated that stuff, leads came in like crazy. It was insane. I saw you on the Profit Playbooks show, and it was insane. And when Dr. Doug Firebaugh had me on the Millionaire Road radio show, another one. Insane. Just by being interviewed. When Friday Night Live was a good catalyst too. You re-syndicate the stuff yourself afterwards. So yeah, that's what I'm throwing in as well for the 4 people. And this is a big one. Another bonus. I'm doing another one. Another little something for you. I don't do testimonials. I don't know if you guys know that. I've done a few cookie cutter. I've done a few in the past. Firestarter a year ago with Nadia Sabrati. I did one for Nadia. I did a few. I did one for Brittany Keller. I did some for some people. It's not that I don't want to. It's just it's not part of my. I can't be doing that all day. And also, you're going to find that a testimonial, you start giving them out. You guys should give them out. I'm going to cover this probably next week in detail, how powerful testimonials are. That's worth a whole webinar, and how you could start accumulating your own testimonials. Would you guys like a webinar with the intricacies of the power of testimonials, how to use them to literally launch you into the stratosphere? Would you like that? Put it in the chat. I'll make a whole webinar on that. I'll tell you exactly how to start accumulating your own and how to use them. How to use them. If you guys would like a webinar dedicated to that, I think it would be insane. As a matter of fact, you let me know in the chat. Would you guys like to see that in the future training? It's worth it. Well, I'm going to do it anyways. It's that powerful. So, I'm going to do a deep, full testimonial for all 4 people where I'm basically edifying the crap out of you. Just me though. I'm gonna let the people have it. I'm gonna let them know how good and valuable you are. And once again, this is repurposable. You use this anywhere. You put it on your blog if you want to. I'm not going anywhere. I'm going up. So when I'm an 8-figure earner, the better I do, the better it is for you. It's still a testimonial. I'm not gonna, you know what I'm saying? And I don't do them. So I'm doing it for all 4 people. I'm not tooting my own horn. It's not, don't look at me. Look at my results and look at how people perceive people. People perceive people who, if I'm a 7-figure earner and I'm the dean of Branding University, and what if Branding University, well, I know where it's going. I know where all this is going. Fair enough. That's another bonus. I'm just going to tell you guys, when Brian Finale did it for me, he's the CEO of MLSP. When he did a testimonial for me, it was off the chain. It was off the chain. Every day, I saw Brian Finale talking about you so highly. Who are you? And how can I work with you? So, the 4 people are getting that too. Next. We're going to feature all 4 of you on a Sunday webinar. It's an additional piece of exposure, an additional piece of content in the training vault, where we're getting not 200 people per day now, almost 300. I'll tell you how that happened in my lessons learned today. And, another bonus that's going to crush this. I'm so happy to work with the 4 of you that are about to be announced in 2 seconds. How would 11 additional pieces of content sound? We're converting your videos into voice. And they're awesome. The way I'm doing it in the studio, because we're doing this together, you're going to have literally 11 podcast, 10 podcast episodes, or 11 podcast episodes. They're perfect for episodes with the intro, the conclusion. 11 podcast episodes, 1 podcast episodes, 10 flash briefings, or 11 flash briefings, or even better, 11 podcast episodes and 11 flash briefings. They're the same. 11 voice clips. So how does that sound? If you guys want in on the next round, I'm about to announce the 4 winners right now. If you guys want in on the next round, check out the webinar, make your submission. The offer is at the end of the webinar, replay from January 20th. Watch me create 12 pieces of content in less than an hour. Who's ready to hear who the winners are? And then after that, what I'm going to do is I am going to talk when I come back from, I'm just going to show you the 4. Then I'm going to show you the final clip of what my clip looked like. I'm going to plug them in right now. Then when I come back after my 10-minute clip of my 12 pieces of content, all edited by my editor. Well, he's not an editor, he's a videographer. He's in editing. He edits the video into a final product. You're going to see that. Then after that, I'm going to briefly tell you guys 3 lessons I learned. Last week, some of you may or may not know, I was interviewed by Thinkific. It's an educational platform. It's where Lewis Howes started. It's where John Lee Dumas started, and Entrepreneur on Fire. I was selected out of over 100,000 course creators, guys. That's freaking mind-blowing. I did a little half-hour interview. I'm going to come back after I show you guys the final result of my content. I'm going to give you my 3 lessons learned by doing that interview. And then I'm going to plug in the short interview. So I know we've been on for almost about half an hour right now. So we're going to get it all done. We'll be about an hour and a half, but you guys can either watch the replay or watch the final interview at the end. But please stick around for my 3 lessons learned on that interview. Yeah, I'm going to replay the interview at the end of this. It's only half an hour. They had me on, but it's a powerful half hour. So, I'm walking in the footsteps of that guy, Lewis Howes. Guys, it's crazy. I won't tell you where I'm going next. I got other opportunities coming. The world is happening. The dream is happening. It's manifesting itself. And you're on the journey with me, especially the 4 of you. So, who wants to know who the 4 people are? Here we go. I'm sharing my screen. We will start right here. Okay, drum roll, please. Oh, I guess there's no drum roll. You can see her right now. The first selection is Wendy Mush. Welcome, Wendy. You are the first superstar in the making, and I say that with confidence. Congratulations, and I cannot wait to work with you. And Wendy, guys, just for the record, I got to give a couple of shout outs. Wendy is exploding right now. She's working with me in another company, in my network marketing company, and she's about to rank advance twice in, what is it, Wendy, 2 weeks? What the heck? Wendy's 1 rank away from being where I am in the company, and I'm like more than halfway to the top rank. I've been in it a little over a month. And Wendy's like, I don't know, I better watch this girl. She's going to pass me after this session. Okay, let's go. Congratulations, Wendy. We got to move. You're going to be hearing a lot about Wendy in the near future. Number 2 is Michelle Tyler Paris. Can't wait to work with you, Michelle. This will be fun. I've seen your videos. You are a star. And like you said, you have time to choose your wardrobe. You always have an amazing wardrobe. I love your accent. This is going to be insane. I don't know if you guys know these people yet, but you sure will. Let's go. Number 3 is Lori Ann Campbell. What's up, Lori Ann? There you go. That's our 3rd person. I had the opportunity to chat and work with Lori Ann. She's super smart. You, Lori Ann, are super smart, but I don't know if I want you reading my handwriting too much. Lori Ann, correct me if I'm wrong. You're a professional handwriting analyst? I don't want to know. Don't analyze my handwriting, please. So Lori Ann Campbell, guys, congratulations, number 3. And I'm super pumped up about number 4 because we have a male. We have a man. Finally, we have a guy. We have a dude. Bruno Lovrinovic. Bruno Lovrinovic, number 4. So here we go, guys. I said it before. I'm going to say it again. I'm not sure if you guys know these people yet, but you will. Give them 6 months. They're going to be public figures in the game. This is how this works. So, welcome, guys. Wendy Mush, Michelle Tyler Paris, Lori Ann Campbell, and Bruno Lovrinovic. Congratulations, guys. It's going to be a heck of a month. Okay, so now I'm plugging in the video, then the final edited video of, let's get this right, of the original content with organic virality. This is the pillar piece, okay, guys? Let me plug that in, then I'll come back to you guys with those 3 lessons from my interview. Hey guys, Marc Lalonde from Ottawa, Canada, and do you ever feel like you're in a business rut and you can't move forward? Well, I'm going to share with you 10 strategies to instantly get you out of those business ruts. Number 1, try to figure out why you're in a rut. You want to ask yourself the question of why you're in a rut, because sometimes it's not so clear, so you actually have to ask. When you ask the question of why you're in a rut, what's causing this rut? Well, kind of magically, the answer comes back to you. It may come back to you immediately. It may take a day. It may take 2 days. But you have to ask that question to yourself. Why am I in a rut right now? Let me share with you guys a little story of mine that just happened last week. I was placing a Facebook ad. And for those of you who know Facebook ads, they can be quite hard to get approved sometimes, if you know what I mean. And in my case, I spent a ton of time creating a weight loss Facebook ad because I personally lost 54 pounds in 52 days. And the whole point of my ad was to share my chubby physique and then my ripped physique. So I spent all this time and energy with the purpose of creating an ad. Yeah, that was the main reason I wanted to lose the weight. Not true. I wanted to get healthy, but I was excited about this ad. When I placed the ad, it did not get approved, and Facebook told me that there was a policy where you could not show your naked body. I was devastated. I was in a rut. I counted on that ad to run. My whole funnel depended on that ad. The whole point of that ad was to show my chubby body and how I lost the weight for visual effect. When I read the policy, not only was I devastated, I was in a rut. What did I do? I asked why. Why are they really not approving this? The answer didn't come to me immediately, but I'll tell you. The next morning, it popped into my head like a slap in the face. And it was based on everything I had previously learned in marketing. The dots got connected simply because I asked, why am I in a rut? Why is this happening? To share the solution with you guys, all I had to do was replace the thumbnail on the ad, and then I could show my naked body as much as I want. So the next time you're in a rut, ask the question to yourself of why you're in a rut, and the answer is guaranteed to come. Number 2, what's your big reason why you are working so hard? What's the why that makes you cry? Why are you doing this? What's going to push you is why, your why. Now, I'll give you guys a little tip on this. The need to avoid pain is greater than the need to gain pleasure. So when you're thinking of what's your why are you building this business? Why are you working so hard? This will get you out of a rut. However, you should be focusing on how painful it would be if you don't get out of that rut, opposed to the pleasure you would get if you buy that new Ferrari. The feeling of pain is much more of a motivator than the feeling of pleasure. So for some of you, it may be your kids, your family. For myself, since I'm single, my why that makes me cry when I'm feeling in a rut is I've created an online educational platform. Last month, that educational platform paid out over 400 people. That is my why. The pleasure in that is that I'm actually putting food on 400 tables. The pain that I would cause to myself is that if I don't get out of this rut, I will be taking away from these families. That is my why that makes me cry. I do exaggerate the pain in my own mind, and you should do the same. When your why is so big and strong and powerful, you will snap out of that rut like nobody's business. Number 3, remember where you came from. Think of your journey thus far. Instead of focusing on the rut that you're in, think about how far you've come. Let's say it's video, for example, for yourself, which is one of the biggest fears that anyone can do, is creating content. Think back to when you started and how far you've come in a certain area, no matter how small it is. You will be proud of yourself at that journey thus far, and that will get you out of a rut. Now, I'd like to share with you an experience of mine that always grounds me to where I came from. About 3 years ago, I had the idea of creating an online educational platform where people could take training, offer out the training, get people locked to them, and get an affiliate paycheck on whatever sells in the system. 3 years ago, that thought, that idea was literally a figment of my imagination. I had no idea how I was going to do it, how I was going to create the system, how I was going to build it, how I was going to set up the affiliate program, what kind of training I would have in there, how people would open up student accounts, how I would set up the courses, how I would set up the payment system, so on and so forth. It was literally like an impossible dream. Here I stand today complaining about my little ruts here and there, and the system is built. We paid out over 400 people last month. Lives are being changed every day. We are growing by over 200 students daily. And when I focus on that, where I came from in that area, I snap out of that rut. So always remember where you came from on your journey. Number 4, move, change, or improve small things around. Whether it's moving a picture here, moving your desk there, reorganizing your office, whether it's improving your brand colors, improving your video skills, whether it's picking up a book, reading a chapter immediately and learning something new, that change, that movement, that improvement will get you out of a rut. For myself, I like to change my books around. I like to change the books all the time, so there's something fresh to look at with my new books. For myself, I'm big on the improvement if I'm feeling in a rut. What I recently did to get myself out of a rut was I applied music to my content videos. I learned something new by doing that. I started adding fading in pictures in my videos. I started adding inline videos in my content videos. And then the rut of just making content every day was broken because I had moved, I had changed, and I had improved on something. It was exciting again. So by moving, changing, or improving small things, you're sure to snap out of that rut. Number 5, introduce or acquire new things. New things, or even new people. If you're in a rut, sometimes all you need is something new, a little gift for yourself. Sometimes you need new people to work with. A little bit of recycling, I like to say. For myself, if I'm feeling in a business rut, I like to acquire new people. In my business, I train people that are currently working with me in order to scale the organization or duplicate. I often feel like I'm in a rut because they're not taking action. As soon as I put my head down and start acquiring new people, I break that rut. I always try to remember that new blood is the lifeblood of any business. So introducing or acquiring new things or new people is sure to break you out of a rut. Number 6, have a holiday. Take a break. That one is kind of self-explanatory, but I know some of you entrepreneurs may be like myself. We don't do holidays. We're busy grinding and hustling, right? Well, I gotta tell you guys, it serves you to take a break, even if you don't think you need one. It's proven time and time and time and time again to get people out of ruts. And me, even me, yes, I experienced it firsthand. Now I'll tell you a little bit about myself. I cannot take a week off because my name is Marc Lalonde and I am a workaholic. So taking a full week off will not do it for me. However, I have a little alternative. I go on one date night per week. That's my break. And even though I feel like I don't want to go, I want to be locked to my work and stay committed, just going on that one date night per week breaks me out of that rut. So even if you don't feel you want to, having a holiday and taking a break will definitely get you out of a rut. Number 7, goof off. Life is way too serious sometimes. Work is serious quite often, or not so quite often, depends on who you are. But taking what I like to call goof off breaks almost always get me out of a rut. When I say goof off, I mean non-work related goofing off. And I mean for probably only a couple of hours, if that. Really, anything you really love to do that's non-work related. For myself, this always works. What I like to do, you ask? I like reality TV. I love watching Shark Tank. I love watching Survivor. I like walking away from my work and goofing off. I consider that goofing off. I like dancing by myself. And I love singing, y'all. Mistakes, I've made a few, but then again, too few to mention. That's right, I sing. Yes, that's considered goofing off and is sure to snap you out of that rut. Number 8, find a confidant. What do I mean by confidant? I mean, we always try to think positively. It's what we do, right? But sometimes we got stuff that's bugging the crap out of us. And I understand we try to shift those negative thoughts into positive thoughts. However, sometimes it's good to let them out. I'm going to rephrase that. Quite often, it's good to let them out. And letting them out yourself, to yourself, is not as effective as having a confidant. So in other words, find someone you can once in a while bitch and complain with. As a matter of fact, just yesterday, I contacted one of my confidants and we let loose. We got on a Zoom and we bitched and we complained and we put it all out there, non-publicly, obviously. And once we let it all out to each other and each went back to work, that rut was as good as gonzo. Number 9, get rid of what drives you nuts. That could be anything. It could be a crooked picture on the wall. It could be your back is dry and you got to put moisturizer on it. But more specifically, and maybe a little more aggressive, however, definitely rut destroying, is get rid of people that drive you nuts. Yes, I said it. Yes, I said it. When people drive me nuts, I love to block them. It's not that I enjoy the action of blocking them, maybe just a little bit, is that they're gone. And I know a lot of you agree but are not saying it. A lot of people around you, whether it's in person or on social media or that you're working with, are causing you to be in a constant state of a rut. There are 3 types of people that I regularly get rid of. Number 1 are my friends on social media. I block them and the rut is gone. I move forward like usual. Random people on social media as well. If I see people putting negative comments all the time, maybe politics that I don't agree with, maybe just inconsiderate people, insulting people, and I see that in my timelines, it often occupies space in my head, even if they're not friends, such as someone always insulting the types of businesses I'm in. That's just an example. Or someone always being negatives of some of the beliefs I believe in. It sticks around. It bothers me if I have to see that all day. So I block them and I don't have to see it anymore. And the rut, the mental rut, is gone. I move forward, and life is beautiful without them in my life. So get rid of what drives you nuts, yes, including people, and you're going to snap out of that rut in no time. Number 10, complete your incompletes. This is one of the most powerful strategies I use to get me out of a rut. We all have incomplete things lingering around. I'll get to it. I'll do it later. Maybe tomorrow. I'll see what I can do next week about that. When you're in a rut and you step away from your situation and go finish an incomplete thing and complete it, when you come back to that situation, you feel like you've just accomplished something that was lingering, and it does snap you out of that rut. With myself, I force myself to do weekly content, and I have from Monday to Sunday to get my content done. If I'm in a rut in something, I often step away from that, get my content for the week done, which is completing an incomplete, especially early on in the week. It gives me that sense of accomplishment. I go back to my original task and I snap out of that rut. I also have educational videos on my website that I've been meaning to put up there, many of them. When I'm in a rut, I'll do a little educational video, completing an incomplete, go back to my task, I'm out of the rut. I also do the same with many of my mini courses that are on hold. I'll go in and I'll complete a module. I'll go back to my original task, and you guessed it, I'll break the rut. And another huge one for myself, I must commit to contacting 10 people per day. This is what business is all about. After all, the size of your net worth is dependent on the size of your net work. So if I'm in a rut, I'll go and I'll contact those 10 new people, completing an incomplete, go back to my task, and the rut is gone. So when you're in a rut, just complete some incompletes. So if you guys apply these top 10 strategies, you're guaranteed to get out of any business rut. Now I have over 200 pieces of value available to you for free, specifically for home business owners and entrepreneurs, that you can access by clicking on the link in this description. Marc Lalonde signing off, and have a great day. Bye-bye now. Okay, we're back. Well, we're back. I mean, you see me now? How cool was that? How cool was that? I didn't spend any time on that. That's like, I could have done it, but I don't want to do it, and I don't have to do it. So yeah, that's it. And now it's getting cut up into all the cool little pieces. You could check it out. They're supposed to be up there by Monday. All the 10 pieces tomorrow, Monday, on thewealthytrainer.com, on my blog, and on my YouTube channel, The Wealthy Trainer, and the body of work on the blog, you'll see them. And then we're going to officially be over 200 pieces of content. Okay. So welcome, guys. That's going to be awesome. Now, I'm going to get into this quick because oh, excuse me. That's just water. Water doing that. My body wants the rock star, I think. I do want it. I do want it. I'm not going to lie. I do want it. Let's go. Lessons learned. This is going to be pure value for you guys because, as I mentioned, without bragging too much, hey, I got picked out of 100,000 people. Believe me, I'm freaking pumped up. So, I did the interview. We're going to play it after this. It's only half an hour. And then we're going to call it quits. So, here we go. Lesson learned number 1. That's massive exposure, by the way. That's what this is. It's super duper exposure. I'm walking through the path that Lewis Howes went through. That's what I see. Okay? I'm going to keep it short because we went over today. Talk is cheap in this game. Talk is cheap. You need to show them your results. You need to show. Don't tell them, show them. There you go. Don't tell them, show them. What do I mean by that? Don't ask to be interviewed. Don't ask for someone to do something for you, put you on their platform, or don't ask to tap into their audience without having done something. Don't do it. Makes you look weak. Makes you look weak. Get results first, and then you can ask them. Get results first. Show them. Quite often, they're going to contact you without you having to contact them. They will. I'll give you guys a couple of examples. When I was in My Lead System Pro, I asked them before I got results. Well, I was doing okay, but I asked them and they said, no, your results are not big enough, which was cool. What do I need to do? Okay, if you do this, you'll be on a Wednesday webinar. I did it. I got on a Wednesday webinar. So instead of saving yourself that embarrassment of them saying no, they'll probably say no anyways, and I don't care either. Hey, I want you guys to understand something. I tell you guys I contact Gary Vee every month, Ty Lopez, who else? Tom Billier. They're all, who else? Well, they're on my list. Gary, Ty, Tom, Lewis Howes. I contact them all every month. But there's two things I have before I contacted them. Number one is 100 pieces of original content on my blog. Make note of this. And number two is my story in PowerPoint where I voice it over. I'm going to repeat that. Before I ask for something, I do the work. Make sense? Does it make sense, guys? And if you want to reach out and be on a platform or have someone interview you, you can't just ask them if you haven't done anything. And results don't mean dollar bills, y'all. Results mean 100 pieces of content and your story. You start doing that. Start working on that. That's my lesson learned. Now, in this case, and in many cases, they're going to see you. They're going to see your results and they're going to contact you. And there is no better feeling than that. So instead of saying, how can I get on that platform? Tell yourself, how can I crush it? Make sense? That's lesson learned number one, because I just crushed it in their system and they contacted me out of 100,000 people. Lesson number one. Please take that one seriously. Don't go bothering leaders and asking them to go on their stuff. It's annoying, okay? Unless you've done the work, then they will reach out to you. If you've done the work, then reach out to them, okay? If you have 100 pieces of content and you have a story, let leaders know. Let me know. That's a feat on its own. You don't even need it to have made $1. That stuff all comes, by the way. Don't fool. I better stop. Lesson number two. Okay, this is a big one. Improve on what you learn. Improve on what you learn. I'll tell you why this relates here, because every time I learn something, every time I take a course, I try to make it a little bit better. In most cases, a lot better. Improve on what you learn. How does that relate here? Like, tweak it in a certain way. You can always make something better. Why does this apply here? It applies here because I used Thinkific as I took their technology to plug into Branding University. Branding University doesn't live on Thinkific. Thinkific helps us, well, the Thinkific plugins or technology works for our affiliate program. It's where the courses are hosted. Platinum Partner Back Office is in another spot. Like, it's Branding University is a lot of technologies working harmoniously. So Thinkific is an important component, but I didn't just use Thinkific to use Thinkific. I thought out of the box. And I said, how can I use the technology they have and make it better? And what I've done, and this is why I'm saying learn something and tweak it a little better. What I've done is I've created organic growth with affiliates. And after the interview, we stayed on for a couple of hours after the interview. They go, you're getting 200 students per day? Let us check that. That's pretty crazy. They go, no, you're getting like 270 per day. I go, okay, I haven't checked in a few weeks. So, well, I haven't checked. I mean, it's organic. The system was built. I took what they had and I improved it for organic growth. So now every day we don't get the same amount of students. Every day we get more and more and more and more and more. And it's built that way. It completely blew their mind. They're like, okay, no, this is crazy, Mark. We've never seen anything like this. We've never seen anyone use the technology in this way. Would you come to our summit and be one of the one of the international speakers? I'm like, let me think about that. Yes, yes, I would. Thank you very much. So that's lesson number 2. Improve on, even if it's a little tweak on something you learn, improve on it. Okay, you guys got that lesson? It will pay off. And it could be a whole game changer. I mean, everyone creates courses on how to build your audience, but if you say how to build your audience while sharing a piece of you, then you throw in some lifestyle in that audience building process. You tweaked what was working, you made it better with sharing a little of yourself. Make sense? Improve on what you've learned. Improve on what's available better. Okay? Number 3, big one. Number 3 is a real big one. When the door of opportunity opens up a little bit, when it just opens up a little bit, just looking at the time, we went a little over, it's okay. When the door of opportunity opens up a little bit, instead of just going in and going, hi guys, thanks for having me here, kick the sucker down. Kick it in and say, I'm here, Lalonde is in, let the fun begin. Let me in those doors. I'm muscling my way through. You know, it's kind of like, this is a bad example. It's kind of like when the McDonald's brothers let Ray Kroc in the hen house. We let a wolf in the hen house. Bad example, but actually not really. I'm not there to do any bad, but I'm there to milk it. I'm there to milk it. So, after the interview, here's what I did. You gotta run through that door. This is lesson number 3, by the way. A good question is, what else can I do to move forward in the exposure game that we're playing right now? What else can I do to get farther in the exposure dance that we're having right now? I wanna get further. What can I do? Can I do this? And you'll help me with this? Throw it out there. Throw it out there. Here's what I did. And I got what I wanted. My attempt to kick the door down. First of all, I kicked it down as they were excited with what I'm doing right now. They're like, so like in a year, you're going to have like 1,000 students based on what we see, in a year from now, you're going to have like 1,000 new students per day. I go, yep, that's about right. That sounds about right. They're like, how is that possible? I go, well, because I explained to them how the organic growth works. Like, okay, this is crazy. So now I got them all night. I got them, it's kind of like, if I'm on a date and I get a girl to laugh and she's having fun and she's giving me the signals with her eyes and she's doing physical touching, that's when I usually lead in for the kiss, boys, gentlemen. You want to wait. You don't want to, off topic, but I had them at the right time. I had to make my move. So here's what my offer was to them. This is real. The lesson to you is smash down that door. Here's how I smashed down that door. On their homepage, on the Thinkific homepage, which has over 100,000 course creators there, and they're growing fast. They have a testimonial by Lewis Howes promoting, displaying School of Greatness on the homepage. Beside him, they have John Lee Dumas promoting Entrepreneur on Fire. You guys know these people, eh? They're people like this. I said, if I break $1 million in 2019, which we will, because of the way I built this thing. I already know what I should have said 2, but I said if I say $1 million, that should be enough. Because right now, they may not understand the organic growth, how it's working. But I know we're going to crush that number. But if I break $1 million, if I break $1 million in the system, first I go, I'll make you guys a little deal. I've got a proposition. If I break $1 million in the system, will you guys put my picture in between Lewis Howes and John Lee Dumas, Marc Lalonde, promoting Branding YOUniversity? They said yes. They said yes. Look at that. That's a vision board. That's a vision board. That's me. That's Lewis Howes. I'm basically beside Lewis Howes. That was a dream. Now it's gonna. The next thing is Lewis Howes is going to be interviewing me. My vision board's turning real. I'm making it happen. How cool is that? So that's my third lesson. If the door opens a little bit, kick it down. Okay, guys, guess what? I'm going to plug in that interview. We went over. It's only a half hour long. If you saw it when it happened live, cool. If you didn't, check it out. It's super cool. It was really humbling. I was a little nervous. I was. So I'm gonna get off here now. Thanks for coming on this beautiful Sunday. Congratulations once again to I know your names. Wendy, Michelle, Lori, and Bruno. Okay, guys? The chosen four. You guys know how to submit your applications? And I'm plugging in the interview now. Have an awesome Sunday, guys. And I will see you guys on social media. Here's the interview right now.
And hope you're having a great day today. Welcome to the Thinkific Facebook Live series where we're interviewing course creators, entrepreneurs, content creators, people all across the online education spectrum. And we're looking to learn from the very, very best and hopefully teach everyone that's joining us live and on the replay some extra tips, extra tricks, how they can get the most out of their course creation process. And it's a real pleasure today to welcome Marc Lalonde. I hope I pronounced your last name right there, mate.
Oh, yeah.
And he's the founding partner of Branding YOUniversity, and he's also a fellow course creator here on the platform. Marc, good afternoon, sir. How are you doing?
Amazing, brother. Amazing. Thanks for having me. It's an honor.
Mate, it's a real pleasure to have you here. And you know, for me personally, I know I'm really going to enjoy this conversation because I know you're someone who's a real specialist at affiliate marketing. My background is previously in affiliate marketing, so I'm looking forward to learning some tips from the expert here.
You got it. Yeah.
Awesome. Hey, Marc, why don't you tell people who you are, what you do, and a little bit about your story?
Would you like the 5-minute version or the 3-hour?
Well, we've got quite a bit of time, so let's give them just a little taste, a little introduction, a little 30-second version, and then we'll get into it.
How about this? From when I quit my job to creating courses in 5 minutes.
That sounds good.
Sounds
That
good?
works.
Yeah.
I was a computer programmer pretty much all my life. Instead of throwing the soft ball around and being a jock, I was programming at around 8, 9 years old, and just it became my passion. And I fell into that space, obviously. I was a professional computer consultant for 18 years, but they were long, dreadful, alcohol-induced years, too much stress, deadlines. I was looking for an entrepreneurial out. And I tried all kinds of entrepreneurial ventures along the way, from selling pet food door to door to opening a painting company, all kinds of stuff, just to break free from the chains of conformity. And I bumped into an industry where I could sell wellness products. And that's what I kind of fell into, started building sales teams and did pretty well. I'm getting into the course creation because this is the ultimate thing, just as a little preview here. But I learned online marketing. I was able to make about $10,000 a month through sales, just selling protein shakes and that kind of stuff and building teams. But I was stuck at about $20,000 a month. And there were other leaders out there making about $100,000 a month, and they were not, it didn't look like they were working that hard. They were doing a lot of online stuff. So I just observed them and fell into online marketing. And then once I started placing ads and learning how to put my stuff in front of the right people, everything clicked. I went from making 100 grand to 263 in a 1-year period just by showing my stuff to the right people. And then personal branding came into play. I learned how to personally brand myself, my face, provide value, basically non-agenda driven value, just to build my audience and build my audience for free. And I still grinded. Like half of my duties were cold calls, grinding. But then when I started, and online marketing, but then when I started doing a lot of value videos in whatever niche, because I kind of jumped around different niches. It was absolutely insane. As my audience was growing and I pushed that send button on my email list, every time I pushed the send button, it was like more sales, more sales, more sales, more sales. And then people asked me how I was doing it. And I started charging public figures and pretty big companies, pretty large sums of money to teach them how to do online marketing and brand themselves. Now we're jumping into the course creation here, because the first course I launched was something called Twitter Lead Machine. And it was a couple of years back on no platform. I had no platform. I had no course platform. It was basically a series of videos. Many people watching this in my audience probably have the course. And this is where I had my mind was absolutely blown. This was 3 years ago. I released the course to my audience because I had branded myself. It was a $500,000 launch, guys. I made the first day was like 50 grand in pay. The first 2 days, and this is why I was like, whoa, this is where Thinkific's going to come into play here. I was blown away because I was just processing PayPal payments, and I'm like, what's going on? This is crazy. $50,000 through PayPal, just through me. No affiliates yet. It's about to get a lot better. So then I just kind of did my own affiliate thing by basically saying, whatever you sell, I'm going to tag your page, give you a homemade kind of redirect link, and just send payments through PayPal. And that's how it started. That's why I started looking for platforms such as Thinkific. And within a 3-month period, it was $500,000. This is 3 years ago. So that's when I said, got to figure this course platform thing out, because I was transferring my knowledge one-on-one, making pretty good bank. But when it got to scaling, couldn't do that, which leads me to, I tried several platforms. I'm talking a lot, right?
No, go for it, mate. This is great.
I tried several platforms along the way, did very well in other course platforms as well. But here's where Thinkific comes into play. I've always been struggling with the setting up affiliates, because let's face it, I rather have 10,000 people out there promoting my stuff and giving them a cut than getting the whole cut myself and selling 1% of the courses. Just makes sense, right? Then I could focus on building my audience. And you guys, your affiliate program, the way people get locked to you for life once they unlock a course, that changed everything. I just started promoting affiliates, free affiliates in Thinkific in August, and now we're getting affiliates every day. We're in the thousands of affiliates now. So in a nutshell, this is kind of from A to Z and where I am now. And should I mention my Thinkific shop or my Thinkific store?
Yeah,
mate, really, yeah, we'll definitely dive into that for sure. So tell people what you actually teach. What is the topics that you teach on?
What I teach is what I've done to become a 7-figure earner. It's personally branding yourself. We call the university is actually called Branding YOUniversity.com. So it's YOU, branding YOUniversity.com. So we talk about personal branding, online marketing, social media strategies, audience building, and they're all free courses. Now, let me explain, if you're curious, why free courses? To bring people in, educate them, nurture them, get them coming back every single week. I don't know if you guys noticed, but we have a Sunday webinar every Sunday that goes into the training vault, and people keep coming back in the community. And affiliates make 75% when we do launch something or when we do sell something. So my model is 7-to-1. You guys stop me anytime, because those of you.
That's great. Honestly, this is amazing. Like you're telling a story that I think a lot of people want to hear, because it sounds like you've really taken the time to figure this out. This isn't like you just clicked a switch and it was like, overnight 7-figure earner. You've like trod the road, so to speak. But you managed to find that. You managed to find what worked by having a great affiliate program, and obviously giving your affiliates a great opportunity to promote you. So yeah, please continue, mate. Sorry.
Okay, yeah, well, there's a little trick here for the geometric progression, right? Because I used to do network marketing in the past, so I understand that if you bring someone in, compensate them to grow their own teams, that concept of geometric progression growing by itself, it's actually what I've applied with your technology. Here's how it works. Free affiliates get in for free. In other words, they come into, it's built in Thinkific, obviously, but when they come in and sign up to be a free affiliate, they do it through a free course. It's set up as a course. Once they come in, there's a couple of steps they have to take, and then I apply the 25% affiliate percentage to them. So when they offer up free courses, what they're doing is they're locking a bunch of students to them now. They're building their own little mini audience within. It's encouraging for them because we have one flagship course. It's really a subscription, guys. It's a subscription. It's called the Platinum Partnership, and it's built from a subscription course, which is $77 a month. What do you get for that? You get 75% opposed to 25%. Now, here's where the magic happens. When free affiliates start bringing a bunch of people in, and on a Sunday webinar, I decide to push the Platinum Partnership with a couple of bonuses, all the free affiliates that have a ton of people locked up to them, all of a sudden get 1, 2, 3, 4 upgrades that Sunday. And they're like, whoa, I just got 25%. Let's round it off at 80 bucks. I'll explain it real quick. If they're making 25% off their 3 platinum partners, that's $20, $20, $20. If they upgrade to platinum, those current members go up to 75%, and that's residual for them every month. So what's happening is it's only math, right? If they've got 3 platinum partners, they just upgraded because they're offering free courses all the time. It encourages them to give more free courses, growing the database, getting more free affiliates in, and automatic upgrades are happening more and more because that's growing. You guys understand how that's working?
Well, yeah, mate, it's amazing. Like, I'm absolutely blown away. And in fact, I think this would warrant perhaps another, maybe even like a longer hour. So I'm sure a lot of people will agree with me on in the Facebook comments on YouTube that they would love to have almost like a step-by-step process, perhaps, or even it could be the topic of your next course, I think. But if you specifically helped Thinkific users with that.
Well, I'll tell you what my next course is. This is why we need to talk afterwards. I'm not pitch, but when you...
You can use pitch, it's fine.
No, here's the thing.
Well over here.
Here's the thing, guys. I've made, without Thinkific, I've made multiple 7 figures just selling courses through trial and error through different platforms. Thinkific was acquired by me to build a massive affiliate, self-growing affiliate community. It's starting to go. We just launched free affiliates in August, guys. Now it's getting thousands of affiliates are piling in. So it's just going to grow, grow, grow. That's what it was for. We haven't had a proper launch yet. I haven't launched a course in there yet. So we're going to do that in March. Just as a little heads up, it's going to be on how to create a course because everyone knows this aligns with you guys perfectly. Everyone knows something that someone wants to learn. It's all about getting it to that target market, which is something we teach incredibly well in Branding University, is how to pinpoint your audience for free on platforms like LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, and invite them to your online course. But I never made a course on how to set up your own online course. So this is what I'm going to launch in March, and that's why I want to talk to you guys about that.
Amazing. Well, we're looking forward to talking about that with you after the live. But what you mentioned there was, people can trying to go and find their target audience or target customer avatar. Well, what are the key takeaways that a course creator that's perhaps struggling right now, perhaps doesn't know where to begin? Apart from obviously going to take some of your free content, because you've got a ton of free content on your site, but is there any key tips that someone can take away during this live session?
Absolutely. Okay. Tip number 1, go download my Twitter 1.0 course. I'm not pushing you that way. I'm going to tell you what it basically, I'll sum up what it does. Twitter is the single best platform for generating targeted, super targeted business leads on demand for free. Facebook can be better, but it's expensive. So I'll give it to you in a nutshell why Twitter is the thing that turned me into a seven-figure income earner, which is why I was able to sell that many copies, because people have seen my results. Twitter, check this out. You can follow competitors' followers. Many of you may not be aware of that. It's the most powerful thing you can do if you've got the right type of content spitting out. I'm going to take it easy here because it's super exciting. There's two ways to acquire leads. Number one is active prospecting, when you go out and contact people that you know in advance are targeted. Very easy to do on Twitter with Twitter searches. We use reciprocation. In other words, follow people in your niche and a percentage will follow you back. So in Twitter One, the whole strategy was to tighten that conversion. Can we get a 50% follow back? So now we're hitting about 50 to 60% follow back on who you follow. So when they follow you back, there's a process that we take, which is a direct message approach with a series of scripts to unlock a course. Because the best way to acquire an audience member is to demonstrate you can help them by actually helping them first for free. If you can do that, they're tuning in, they're locked in. A lot of people have commission breath. They go too quick. It's like going on a date. You don't take the person home that night. It's a bit of romancing to do, right? So it's like, we do that through Twitter because whether you're selling cupcakes or whether you're teaching how to play guitar or whether you're teaching how to personally brand yourself, you find the accounts, we teach you how to do that. Find the competitors that you dream to be like. Gibson Guitars, if you're a guitar teacher, guitarlessons.com. You find those accounts and you filter out their followers in a certain way where you just follow them and follow them and follow them. And when they follow you back, you send them a direct message with a series of back and forth scripts in Twitter that have been tested, tried, and true by me. So just as a little results testimonial case, we've generated over 100,000 leads to over 1,000 small businesses. So this stuff works. One little thing, I could go on forever, but I'll give you the important reasons why this works is because in the online marketing world, it's stretching out. People are under the misconception that everyone's using robots and machines, but they're not. It's less than 1% of the Twitter sphere that's doing that. But we're wrapped up in the marketing world that we think everyone is. So when someone follows you back, they're actually physically taking an action. If you don't use the next 48 hours to contact them, you're leaving so much money on the table, it's crazy. So that's the active prospecting. And the passive marketing is the tweets that go out. It's like fishing. You're waiting for them to bite.
Nice.
I'm gonna let you guys jump in because I will not stop.
That's great.
I was gonna say that's amazing. Yeah, sorry, I was gonna say that's an amazing way to think about it, because I think sometimes we, as marketers or as course creators, entrepreneurs, we can sort of forget what like the other communities and the other people outside of our industry think as well. It's also a lot the same for ads. Like how we write an ad or how we write a copy, perhaps not putting ourselves in the shoes of our customers or our students. It's a really great point. And in fact, that 48-hour window is an absolute pivotal time. And I know Rob's had huge success with Twitter as well, mate. So I know it really worked for you when you've done those deals.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think Twitter is one of those things that people are, writing off as a social platform right now. It's been around for a really long time and there's a lot of noise there, but if you use it well and you've got a strategy, I think, which Mark, you sound like you do, you can definitely leverage that. Got a couple questions here, if you guys are cool with taking some. From YouTube Live, we've got a question. Anthony, if I'm not saying your name right, Fleischman Jr., good to have you here. You had some questions. You're kind of comparing, Thinkific with other platforms. If you have any specific features or things that you want to do with an online course platform, let us know. We're happy to answer those for you. Patty knows the platform inside and out, and we've got Mark here who knows it as well, really well. So let us know what questions you have specifically when you're, as you review different solutions. Anthony had a question here as to what company, or I guess platform, do you recommend for opt-in and sales pages for your affiliates to use? I'll let you guys answer, but my take on that is that we have an affiliate tracking system built into Thinkific, so you can create affiliates that can share, you can create affiliate codes and links for and everything, and it'll track all of that for you. So that's one option. Gentlemen, you guys have any other suggestions? Maybe Mark and Patty?
Patty?
I was going to say, yeah, like I'm going to echo Rob there. You can create sales pages, custom pages, pages that can only be viewed by people that are affiliates. So very similar to similar to the way how Mark's got it set up. You can create a course, like a private course, for example, or an application only course using the private tick box on your course settings. Call it like your affiliate application course or whatever it is that you want to do. Once that person signs up, once that affiliate signs up, then you can create a custom page. So any content, any information, any sales pages, any of that stuff can be posted there as well. But you've got a lot of flexibility with Thinkific to create custom pages. But based, coincidentally, like this question obviously coming after the discussions that the intro that Mark gave us, the way for how like Mark's described how he set up his affiliates right now sound really, really good. So I would actually go as far as to say, whatever Mark, Anthony, I would absolutely recommend you probably take a leaf out of Mark's playbook here and give that a try.
Here's what I say. It's Anthony, right?
Yeah.
Anthony, buddy, here's what I say, man. Thinkific alone on its own, bud, people need to, when they unlock a course, I would use a free mini course as your capture page on the Thinkific platform, because you can download the CSV in the back of all your students, and then you just import them to whatever you got, Aweber, whatever. It's incredible. I actually do this every morning for my students, and I attach their affiliate code, and I've gone a step further, but that data, guys, in one click in the morning, you go in the back of Thinkific, you click a button, and within literally 30 seconds, the CSV's in your email, and then it's raw data. You can do whatever you want with it. Import it right to Aweber, delete a couple of columns, right? I mean, you don't need it. You don't need the capture page. Thinkific is a capture page, right?
Good point. Good point.
Really is.
Yeah, great point. Just take out that extra step, and then that'll just make it a more smoother. Yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
There's a question here for you, Mark, from Ali, our good friend Ali from pretty sure somewhere in Scotland. I could be wrong, but
Australia. She's in Australia. I just remembered. Ali. I think she's Scottish, but she lives in Australia.
Okay.
No, I got it wrong. She came in on the chat, private message. I think. A couple of weeks ago, yeah, so I've not forgotten. Hi, Ali, how you doing?
Hey, Ali. Ali's got a really good question here. Mark, does the DM is that automated after they follow you on Twitter? Do you automate that? She's wondering that direct message after they follow you on Twitter.
No, you can't do that. You're going to Twitter jail.
Yeah, there you go. So that's the answer I was looking for. Perfect. So no automation, no bots happening there, Ali. And it is New Zealand, Patty. We were both wrong.
Oh, sorry.
I'm gonna throw something in though. It's Ali or Adi?
Ali, yeah.
Ali? Okay. Pitch Fest. In Twitter One, in Twitter Lead Machine, we have a way to send, I believe it's about 100 DMs a minute without automation. So it's kind of our little thing. Pitch Fest.
There you go.
Because Twitter does allow you to send out a certain amount as long as they're not pushed all at once. So even if it's like every second, depending so you can do it fast if they follow you back, but you just can't send them all at once. Don't use that software if you're looking at it, whatever it is.
That's interesting, because I think we for the longest time have been using MailChimp for our for our email communications, and I have this thing where it's like you can stagger your sends every like couple of minutes to ensure you don't get like website crushing clicks or just any sort of like spam, sort of like spam protection and stuff like that. So that's some very good advice there. Yeah, because like you end up like getting people just saying like, oh, this is a bot, or like I said, Twitter jail, which we don't want to go to.
That's right. That's right. Exactly. No, you never want to go into any sort of social media jail. Okay, got another question here. Actually, more of a comment. Brand Busy from YouTube Live says that for opt-ins and leads, they use Opt-in Monster, another tool that's great. So they have they don't have monthly pricing. It's just one annual fee. So that's a good tool to use. I'm just trying to go through all the comments here, but this is good. Mark, I want to ask you, how do you then really, keep your affiliates engaged? And I think you touched on this a little bit with, your strategy with Twitter and things, but how do you keep them engaged so that they do continue to promote, obviously incentivized monetarily on the back end, but is there any other sort of like soft touches that you use outside of that? Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. Absolutely. If you don't keep them, I say, if you don't feed the lions regularly, they're out of here. They're going to look for food. So I need to nurture them all the time with new, fresh content. So how I do that is when they sign up for a free course, they go in a couple of lists, okay? Because emails open rate suffers a little bit. So we have chatbots as well. We use those two technologies mostly, ManyChat and Aweber, pretty much. And we modify the emails. You put dots when you say sales and try to get by those spam filters. And every single Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern time, we run a live webinar that gives completely free value on either personal branding, social media branding, audience building, all the branding stuff. Basically, it's brand visibility, audience building, relationship building, new connections and sales. We call it We've Got Your Backs, BACKS. So we cover those topics for any business every Sunday, and they get notified of the Sunday coming with the topic. It's always a brand new, fresh topic, and they get notified of the replay on Monday. So keeping these people fed, like keeping them happy and fed, everyone's got their time when they're going to click or buy, and we just keep them fed. That's how we do it, is by continuous, constant training. As long as you're adding with free courses all the time, every time you do a sale, you've got 10,000 new people. So you're doing the same thing over and over again. Make sense?
Yeah, definitely. So you've just got to make sure that your content is going to be obviously it's got to be great content. You've got to be consistent. In your case, every single week you're delivering brand new content to those people that sign up for free. And yeah, I mean, it's pretty much a similar thing when if you're promoting a SaaS tool like Thinkific, for example. You've got to give great content to your affiliates so they can go and promote it and make it easy for people to promote it as well. So what do you do there, Mark? What do you actually do there? How do you make it as easy as possible for those affiliates to promote you?
Amazing capture pages with you guys. Yeah, I use one of your themes. The one with the nice one. The nice bold narrow lettering. It's one of your themes. And when I launch a course, for example, like we have 8 free courses, and this is what we do. Our next one is called Content is King. It's like a 16-part course in Thinkific for free. When it gets released in the university, all affiliates get to run with that course, give it away for free. Their incentive is to get people locked to them. That's it. They just want to get people locked to them. And when I explain to them, look, you're helping someone with their current business. Do not introduce your product or service to people. Help them first, lock them to you with this free course, and then I'll take care of the rest on Sunday. I'll sell for you. So
yeah.
Nice.
It's endless. Just really quick, we have a course called Your Story is Your Money. A lot of people don't have a story, like their own story. Mm-hmm. That's the Branding 101. You need a story where you came from, where you are, and where you're going. So that course is a free mini course in Thinkific. Affiliates take that course and just offer it, offer it, offer it. And their incentive is that it locks people up. And with mini courses, you can come out with them every 2 weeks, every month is good. That's how we keep them. That's how we keep them running, guys.
That's great. I think one of the things that, you know, if you guys are watching this live on the replay, what you guys will notice is a lot of the questions we ask Marc, he says, well, I have a course that actually talks about this. And so, you know, you're doing so much work and you're doing a lot of business, but you're not repeating your work, right? So I guess this is a little bit outside of the affiliate marketing talk, but just in general, the way you run your business seems like if you're getting the same questions over and over again, you have a course that answers that. So even with your affiliates and how you manage them, and you're doing webinars, which is at scale. So guys, if you guys are watching this live or on the replay, just really kind of take note of that, because Marc's leveraging different platforms, Thinkific being one of them, to have high touch points with his affiliates and his students all the time. And it, so that's a really good point to see. I got a question here from Brand Busy from YouTube Live. Did you guys mention how long a short course should be? A really good question, actually. So Marc, you refer to short courses.
Yeah.
How do you, is there like sort of like it's 10 lessons, or is there sort of a number that you look at, or is it based on results? How do you kind of gauge that?
Well, the way I structure it is it's 7 lessons and 7 to 10 for a mini course. And then there's a webinar overview, which is the big image with the text describing the webinar. And then there's the full training. So all of my modules have a webinar overview and the full training, webinar overview, full training. So they get to look at the image, look at the bullet points. If they want it, they click that. So I'd say 7 to 10 is good for a mini course. The more the better. The more the better, right?
Yeah. Awesome. That's good. So hopefully that answered your question there, Brand Busy. So it is true. The more the better. Just because it's a mini course, don't short it and still provide value. So I want to ask you guys again, when it comes to engagement with your affiliates, Patty as well, Patty managing all of our affiliates at Thinkific. What are some tips? I think Anthony here on YouTube Live was saying that he only does sort of occasional email blasts to his affiliates, nothing really set up automated or any sequences. What are some things that A, that you can do, and B, also sort of part 2, what are some of the mistakes and pitfalls that people make when managing or dealing with affiliates?
Great question. Do you want to go, Marc? I'm gonna jot a few things down whilst I'm.
Yeah, okay, because there are lessons to be learned, and there are some grave mistakes here that I've done. For me, there's a couple of ways to do it. Every day I provide something. Like I'm always providing a piece of content to the whole audience, which is completely generic. Well, not generic, it's for any home business entrepreneur. That comes in daily, but the Sunday webinars, the culture of the Sunday webinars, I've had people say they go to church at night now because Sunday webinar is their church. It's like it's becoming a thing, a place where not only I teach, but the people, it's a family. How you doing, Chris, today? Hey, Rob. So they're kind of like, they come to meet each other. So that's a great way, building a tight family community for them to keep coming back would be, aside from the consistent content, is having a day and time and never missing it. I've been doing Sunday webinars for 3 years. 3 years ago was the first time I actually got on video. And since the first webinar, I think I missed 5 in all that time every Sunday because of surgery and stuff like that. But when I started, guys, the first webinar, there was 5 people on it. And for the first year, there was less than 12 people. I just kept doing them. Word got out, and then people just keep returning. So that would be probably the most powerful way, is to detach yourself from it in the way that they communicate with each other and help each other out. Mistake? You want the mistake?
Yeah, let's do it.
I teach branding, obviously. I teach personal branding because I've been able to successfully brand myself. A big mistake, if you've got affiliates, specifically affiliates, Do not promote your stuff to them, your brand stuff. Because for me, we're dealing with affiliates here. My goal is for affiliates to bring more people in. So the minute I say, hey guys, I got a great product, come follow me. They're going to follow you if they want to follow you. They'll look you up. But once you start self-pitching yourself, me, the growth stops. That's a mistake I've done before.
Mm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. So then what do you then promote? How do you approach that communication with your affiliates?
I promote I always promote the platform, Rob. Always promote Branding University. So that when people invite people, they're not afraid to invite them because I'm going to steal them into whatever I'm doing. Well, when you brand yourself, people are going to look you up anyways. That's the power of personal branding. But I always redirect them to the university. We have a new course coming out, and we pay out 75%. So the moment I get away from that, like if I launch courses myself. I can't put them in the Thinkific platform because that Thinkific platform is for my affiliates. When I launch a course like Funnelist Funnels, it's a $3,000 course on another space. I can't put that in there because I don't want to give 75% away, first of all. And second of all, that I cannot promote to Branding University. I cannot tell people I promote that. So I have my brand, then I have the school. Make sense?
Yep.
Yeah. So you're separating, you're keeping your activities and your different programs, different products very separate from each other, and you're not doing a lot of like, well, you're not like cross promoting. So if you've got like a list on one or a list on other, and say, oh, by the way, we've got this great, great course, Branding University, that we think you might be interested in. So you're not doing that. You've got to keep it consistent.
Well, here's the thing, Patty. It's like, I'm Marc Lalonde. I'm the entrepreneur. I'm the entity. I'm the brand. I have several companies. One of my companies is Branding University. It's like Grant Cardone is Grant Cardone. He has Cardone University. It's one of his companies. So it's a different thing. I also work in other, we're entrepreneurs, right? We have multiple income streams. This Thinkific is assisting one of my income streams. Make sense?
Yeah.
And I don't want to mix my own products into my income streams. They're separate entities.
Yep, got it.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. Yeah, and like that's some really great advice there. So for those that have got multiple programs, multiple and like I say, lines of revenue, obviously just choose wisely and treat your affiliates wisely as well. A couple of things that stood out to me. To a person asked the question about things that you should do. Obviously, again, always staying in touch. Really important. And if depending on like the type of platform that you use, Facebook groups are great, Slack groups are great. If you've got software or if you're using Thinkific, then highly recommend you reach out and stay in touch with them on a regular basis. You can do things like what we call like event-driven newsletters. So if someone creates their first sale, maybe figure out a way that you can automate that and drop them out a little note and say, hey, saw you created your first sale, congratulations. And also offer bonuses as well. So bonuses for hitting certain goals is a great way to do it. We're running if anyone that's an affiliate on Thinkific right now, I've got an incentive right now where if people go download a guide, a Thinkific guide, then I'm paying out a couple of dollars per download of the guide, and it's just something that we're adding up on top. So little things like that I think also make a great difference. Biggest mistakes or mistakes you can make. I think it's a number of things, but really it's the communication with affiliates that are just got to make sure you do that well and stay in touch with them. If you don't stay in touch with them, like Mark was saying, the lions and the pride are going to be gone and they're going to be eaten somewhere else.
That's great. These are great tips, guys. So hopefully if you guys are watching, taking some notes, I love those tips, really keeping in touch. Mark, with your weekly webinars and not being discouraged with just 5 people showing up and 12 people for for a whole year. And then I've seen your lives now, even on Facebook, and you've got like a lot of people tuning in on a regular basis. So well done on that. So just being consistent with that, guys, I think that's great. There are some questions here as well. And, you mentioned, you're doing lives and people are talking to each other rather than almost talking to you in these weekly webinars. It's kind of what happens on YouTube as well. So even on YouTube now, it's good to see some of the conversation between, Anthony and Brand Busy and some of the other people on YouTube Live. So you're just providing sort of this platform for people to communicate and have community. Any other tips, you guys, that you guys want to share as we kind of wrap things up? Mark, maybe tell people where people can find you as well.
Branding YOUniversity.com. There are 8 free courses, 8 more coming out in 3 months, and there you go. There's enough. Here's my pitch. There's enough in the free courses, and if you plug into the free training, you guys are gonna love this. That you'll never have to buy another course again. Oh, I said it.
Yeah, you went there.
I went there.
Yeah. No, this is great. No, we love all your work, and super happy for your success, and excited for what's going to happen this year with you. Yeah, if you guys want to connect with Mark, where can they find you? Where's your Facebook page and things like that on social?
Yeah, you can go to brandingyouuniversity.com/group. brandingyouuniversity.com/group. That goes to our Branding University group. So every time we have a replay or a free course, anything that has to do with the university, it's in there.
Perfect. Nice. Awesome. Great. And great. So if you guys are watching on the replay, drop your questions in. Mark is in our Thinkific Studio Facebook group as well. So we'll make sure that we track him down and answer your questions for you if there's anything that we can't answer. Otherwise, join us tomorrow if you guys are watching this live. If it's not Wednesday anymore, then you missed it. But our good friend Aaron Morin is going to be doing a live demo of the new and improved student experience. So that'll be really fun. So you'll get to see Aaron Morin live tomorrow. Patty, anything you want to say to the crowd before we go?
Yeah, just wanted to say, hey, thanks so much for joining us for this Facebook Live. Make sure you leave a comment, give us a like if you loved it as well, and let us know if you've got any more questions, because we do hop in from time to time on these replays and get back to people there. And certainly, if you're an affiliate as well and you want to promote Thinkific, just drop me a note in the comments, just mark my attention, or just put at Paddy, and I'll put you in the right direction about getting signed up.
Awesome. Great. Well, thank you, gentlemen. Thank you, everyone watching live, and we'll talk to you guys later.
Thanks again. Bye-bye. Cheers, Mark.
Bye.